there if this XSplit thing is working right now. When you're holding that, they're gonna let me. Can I do this? If I close this, there we go. That's what I need. There we go, and that's better. So here's you here, and you're holding. Oh, I'm on. Can I get a different color? There we go. Like that. You're kind of watching from this area here at the doors. Not the best place to be because you are quite far out in the open. I'd recommend holding, anywhere somewhere around the barrels, even here, which is not my favourite position, or somewhere in pit. But you're stacking 2 people here, and as you can see, the side is completely empty, and you have Lime here on his way up. So on pistol round, the USB was quite effective. Yep. No. I don't know. Yeah. Ta-da, that's my one. So the USB is quite effective on pistol round because, it's once you're a headshot, because CTs don't have, Ts don't have armor, nobody has head armor. And, so generally you can have just one CT here holding bedroom by themselves because there's only a small little choke point that they have to go through. So I'd recommend pistol round. It's quite risky to play 2 on long anyway, so it would have been a good idea for somebody to play up on site. But judging how far these guys up here, I mean, this guy would have been maybe over here. It's gonna be red. Let's make it red. About over there when you started to rotate, so maybe he's a little bit slow. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, my recommendation for your first thing is somewhere else. Don't stand there. Too far out in the open. We shall continue. If I can. There we go. Okay, so now I'll have to close this every time. It's gonna get annoying. Alright, so you come along here. You go into an engagement here with whoever it was here. Actually they're about here, but anyway. All I can say you can really focus on for that first engagement was maybe your aim. You did win the battle, but you could have won it a bit easier. And down here it's fairly good positioning. And then what you did is jump straight away up on site and into behind boxes. My recommendation is, although boxes is good cover, you jump there straight away after the fight, and G-Easy, who ended up killing you in the end, was out here in the open on his way up, so he had full view of you jumping, and if he was half decent he would have killed you there. But so it is always good to switch positions from wherever you are after you have a gunfight, but my recommendation is do it once you know that everything is clear. Not do it straight away. So if you were here, you won the fight. Morty should be covering kind of this short zone here. So maybe just stay there for a second, watch, see if anybody else is pushing, then jump up, get on site, and maybe watch from the box over there. That's just my recommendation for that second fight. There it is. And he's there.
Counter-terrorists win. Lock and load. Throwing fire. Grenade.
Just a quick note there. God damn it. For one, you did have the two people on long again, but it seems Morty's realised and it's rotated back up to site. Positioning again, you did kind of both walk out here at the same time and you were kind of trapped behind him. So I recommend, if you're going to place two people long, call your positions, you know, tell him, oh, can you play corner, and then instead of you kind of slowly walked over to here, out in the open. I would have just gone straight to your position. If you're going to play here, behind the barrels, very effective spot. I die from it all the time, and I hate it. You get there quick. Because if you can get even to here quick enough, even if a terrorist is in here, he's going to be fighting that battle, and you're not going to be seen, so you can shift walk up on him, maybe run in front, and get a nice kill. So just be kind of more direct with what you're doing, opposed to just kind of running along here. Second thing, when you were standing here, you're kind of like looking this way, perfectly fine, place your crosshair for your reaction time, but you were quite low. Crosshair you should be up at hit level, especially with UMP, you deal a lot of damage. And some get, yeah, you're rushing straight for the AFK kill. I would have recommended checking the speedway top of mid area a bit more thoroughly instead of just running through like that. But in this case, got a bit free.
Counter-terrorists win.
Nothing really else to say. You know, practice your arm spray. That's about it. Walker guy seems to look like a really jolly person. All he writes is lol.
We're wasting time. Let's go.
We have the double stack again.
Smoke.
Yeah, so that's how you're a bit more direct in getting to your position. Always good, but your crosshair again a little bit low.
Smoke. Throwing a grenade.
Bit of a sketchy corner check, but at least you made it. You should have just knifed him to start with.
Counter-terrorists win.
Another tip, if you do have someone that's AFK during the game, don't rush for the AFK kill straight away. Not always the best option. Like, play till you know where all four of the other team are before you try and rush the AFK kill.
Let's go, people. Decoy. Incendiary out.
So, where have you got people this round? Okay, let's see, Morty's got long, he's got short, you got a mid player, 2B players. Alright, so it appears you've correct. Oh, this is always here, confusing me. Alrighty. So at least you've communicated with your team that you're rotating, changing positions.
Throwing flashbang. Grenade out. Deploying flashbang.
And really, you were doing a lot of, although it is an SMG, I'll give you that, you were doing a lot of moving while you were shooting. You're just kind of like strafing left and right. We can do this. Can I move? Yeah. Hey. No, apparently not. You're doing a lot of strafing left and right as you're walking there. So your bullets were going a little bit all over the place. I wouldn't recommend, like, look at the time, and it's a minute 32 into the round. You now have 2 CTs dead because you decided to push. You don't need to. There was one guy there, if you guys had just waited outside on B-tons, he would have had to push you, it would have been a 2-on-1, you would have got the early pick. So I think patience might be something you need to work on. Because even if you coordinated the push, I still wouldn't recommend coordinating it in the first place. Yeah, there it is. guys you could have done during that fight is maybe fall back into the tunnel and been straight in and out of the tunnel. Just give yourself some more cover.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Continue on.
Flashbang. I'm throwing smoke.
Do you have 2 people AFK? It's gonna make me close this damn window. Okay, that kinda sucks. Yeah, generally if you have AFK, your teammates kind of being annoying, you'd put 1-1-1 if 2 people are AFK. And if somebody is AFK, well, 2 people are AFK in this instance for some reason. That's why I don't solo queue. I wouldn't be playing long at all, let alone long so aggressively. Might be better off playing like somewhere ramp or mid-site or goose. All of the spots common. Hello, thank you. All of the spots common, all of them common for a reason because they fairly work. Especially since you didn't have anybody on mid. A short play, like a side player that can watch short is fairly essential. Because right now, you know, they've got their way into no, it's gonna be red. They've got their way into B, which is covered by 2 people. But of course, they have no mid player, so they can get flanked from behind. They can go this way. They can go this way. You're only really stopping 1 point, and these guys are only stopping 1 point. So even with 3 players, you could at least, yeah, have 1 player here. He can stop this point. Somebody else can block this off because they can block this off, and they can kind of half block this. You can't always get the kill across there. And if you play up here, you can, of course, stop here and stop here. In theory, practice kind of sucks, but theory's cool. There it is.
I'm throwing a flashbang. We stopped the bomb.
Mouse. There we go.
Laying down smoke.
I'd have a little break. All you do is kill an AFK guy. Started shooting before you stop moving. Just saying. There's nothing really I can add to that.
Throwing a flashbang.
Crosshair placement right now. You know, like I'm guessing, so you never really want to be looking at a wall, always be looking at a gap, at counter-terrorist win. Edge of wall, just something. Try to make it as head level based as possible. What am I doing with my other one? Okay, round 6. I'll probably upload this
Let's go.
to YouTube channel. Crosshair plays slightly low, like upper chest level, neck level.
Yes.
You still like it. Maybe you hit chin level for a second there. I don't even know. You're lagging. I can't really comment on that. What the hell? You pinged on 120.
Planting. Bomb has been planted.
Wait, that, yeah.
Throwing fire.
That was good. Getting your gun out, checking the corners. Nice play. Now by this time you should be deciding whether save or attack. So yeah, that was good. You stopped your shot. Now, I would be backing away a long time ago. I have a feeling.
Get ready! It is going to explode.
You made the right decision there. 1v3 rolls at the time. Didn't go for the retake, just went for the picks. And you had like a really nice like, stop and shoot kind of moment there with the guy on across. And we're double stacking along. Nobody on short because you have an AFK. Not recommend.
Throwing flashbang. Throwing flashbang. Throwing fire.
Also, when you yeah, so for a second there, you were give me my thank you. Guess for a second you were holding. There we go. I'm holding the clip down the whole time. You just didn't do anything wrong. So you were holding here, and you're kind of a late step peek out to here. Well, it's probably a bit closer. It was actually quite a nice peek. There's nobody there. My recommendation would have been to do it faster. You did it while you were holding shift. So if he was sitting there watching, he probably would have been able to react quick enough to get a shot off on you. So I would recommend, if you are going to do that late peek, which is extremely effective, wait for the terrorist to get there, do a quick peek, fire a couple shots, and then get back. I recommend doing it without holding shift, just make it a bit faster. Now, let's see, what are you doing now? On your way back.
Smoke. Grenade out. Burn.
It's kind of a wide peak there. I know Lucky Skill Faker does a lot of videos talking about this. It's called the pie slicing. So what you did is you kind of peeked all the way out, and your crosshair was kind of here, and it like swept around. You kind of checked like halfway towards blue bin over here. Generally, that's a better idea. Peek out, crosshair here, and then back. Peek out, crosshair, here or wherever, and you just keep going back and out, and you're cutting it like a pie. Peek out, check here, go back. Peek out, check here, go back. Opposed to just kind of sweeping out and sweeping across here in one smooth motion, because that makes you a bigger, slower target, and you are slightly less. You don't react as much because your brain is looking here, 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 all at once. What you want to be doing is getting your brain to be looking here, right? And your brain's gonna go bang, right? No one there. We can stop, regather, continue, bang. Anybody here? No, continue. So you want to be kind of focused on just one thing at a time, opposed to like a wide sweeping angle.
Grenade.
There we go, somebody up on short. Just you are kind of moving a like slight little bit during the fight. That was just unfortunate. This guy's got shot from the side. Can I like? Yeah. So ideally, you had another guy playing down here in the MCT. Ideally, as soon as he goes down, you should like be wary of terrorists coming up here. But in a gunfight like you're having up here, there was two people here, there's somebody over here. You don't really notice somebody else dying down here, so I don't blame you too much for that. But just always something to keep in mind. Like I didn't notice it when I'm watching, so. Just something a little extra may have saved your life, but I would have died.
Counter-terrorists win.
Chopped him. My FPS goes on super low. I think it was only being recorded at 30 FPS. Just so the expert doesn't get pain. Again, for that positioning on long. Can't make me do this every time. So you had, okay, for one, double rotate. This is unnecessary. Morty, stay here. You do whatever you be doing. You don't need to be this far in here. You're right. You're right. Stupid GTs. But yeah, you had Morty was sitting here. You were just kind of chilling out in the open here. Again. Pick a position. Onward.
I'm throwing a flashbang. Flashbang.
See, now I see Lemon's on his way up.
Incendiary.
Now Lemon is in one of like the best position in the game. It's pretty hard to try and hit somebody.
Grenade out.
I would recommend using elevator as a place to go if you have to, not because you want to. It's a great place for getting like an off angle kind of thing, but it is A, commonly checked, and B, you can get pinned in a corner quite easily. And spraying their graffiti. You know, the crosshair placement, you're checking your corner as well, but your crosshair is a little low at a lot of times. Like right now it is, but I mean it's not too bad, you're just running around in territory that you know is safe. So in that situation, it doesn't really matter in the end, but I would recommend putting you up at window. Because you had your friend at door, you had people in tunnels. But if you had gone up window, that would have given,
Thank you.
the chances he could have gotten a double spray down on you and your buddy at doors, unlikely, but it is possible. It's not a good deal. Vines.
Incendiary out.
Because you're spamming your vines, you ran around the corner looking at pit.
Throwing fire. Deploying flashbang. Flashbang.
See, during that fight, when you were shooting, you were still strafing left and right.
Bomb has been planted.
Like, if you're gonna do left and right,
Throwing flashbang.
do it wider, do it more random, and shoot bursts of 4 to 5 bullets on the turnaround point. Don't just spray just spam an A and D, because although the bullets are still fairly accurate if your velocity's under 30, you're still even more accurate than that.
Target
In that
acquired.
situation,
Come on, move it.
you got too aggressive. So
Flashbang. Smoke.
that's just aim. It's just around, you don't expect to win it, so playing an off angle like up short, not a bad idea, especially for 5-7. I think just be more prepared for the meeting points that'll help you with the cross replacement in your aim. And maybe stay back at play on the stair kind of thing, not quite down in that gap. But yeah, on the stairs might have been a good position, because then at least you have some cover, because they have multiple people coming up short.
Laying down smoke.
I'm saying easy to check.
Terrorists win. Sostén aleja. We will defeat the
So now you guys are on a double eco for some reason, which
I'm throwing
is
flashbang.
bueno.
Flashbang. Incendiary out. Smoke. I'm throwing a grenade.
A recommendation for that situation, for that situation back there where you walked into the bedroom with the smoke, I'd recommend waiting for the smoke to clear, because who knows if there's a person sitting in the smoke. I only say that because I'm usually the guy just sitting in the smoke, waiting for it to clear so I can shoot somebody who's walking past and not paying attention.
Terrorists win.
Reload when you still have bullets left. Not a whole lot you could do in that situation with an eco round, but yeah, just triple eco. What is your Okay, you shouldn't be buying pistols if you need to eco that badly.
Let's go, my brothers.
Like, you're buying 5.7, but now you're on $1,300. You're on your third eco in a row. That's the worst thing is. Yeah, but they're just strafing left and right and tapping. You weren't really shooting on your turnarounds. You were just shooting while pressing A. You gotta make sure you get terrorists win.
Let's go, people. Throwing flashbang. Decoy.
Okay, so you have no mid player, 2 A players.
Throwing flashbang.
You're moving as you shot there. That was a nice shot. That was a nice shot. You are standing a bit too much out in the open there. If you're holding an angle like this, get rid of this and do this so I can get a cursor. You want to hold it further down the ramp until like this becomes your horizon. Because right now you can see this, you can see this, you can see this all the way across. The lower you are, the smaller your hit gets. So you want to make it as low as possible so you can just see the top of that box. Because then you'll still be able to hit the shot. But if you do have a slightly slow reaction time, like right now where you're holding, time is but a window, can't hit that shot. Like, seriously, that's like it's like a 70 millisecond shot. So maybe you hold so that is your horizon, and place crosshair maybe there. Might be about where you are, like there and below. Because you don't always want to hold exactly where your reaction time is. It's always good to hold where kind of a midway between your reaction time. So you just do a little flick, and if they do like a stutter peak. So right now you're only really holding for the stutter peak, which from the angle that you're on, you're not often going to see. Generally they do the quick stutter peak for goose, and any further than that, they're not going to do stutter peaks because they're most people just commit to the rush by this. So you're getting really aggressive here. It's a 3v1, 2 of you had ops. Morty's just picked up an AK, but in this situation, you have 3 people, maybe stack the most likely bomb site and have 1 guy just chilling. You put maybe 2 people with, like France and someone else, since he's on low HP. Somebody else alone. Because see, now, you've completely given up A site. You got 2 guys in tons. All you can do is hope for get the long cross, which in fact is where Easy's going right now. But you could have killed him a long time ago. Terrorists win. It's kind of positioning there. You guys are all over the place, pushing for the kill. Just hold your sights and play to the skill level. Put the best player by itself. France at low HP. Put it with somebody else. So now we have you with an AWP, and you didn't. Actually, I can't tell if it's a P250 or P2K as your sidearm. They both look the same from the little, like, things down there. Okay. I doubt you could hit the shot, but hey, whatever.
Smoke! Flashbang! Throwing flashbang.
So right now, pause the damn demo. Give me the cursor. Okay. So, back before he got there, you were kind of in the, you were in the CT area watching doors, and he had Snoop Dogg here. He can tell you if they're rushing because he can see. until you know that the terrorists have started to push out, you don't really need to be watching this. Just keep an eye on it, but get up to sight. You know, like, maybe one of these guys could have, like, held here in case they want to rotate away, and eventually when the push comes through, could have gone up, tried to get the guy. Obviously they have somebody watching, but like, you're all rushing all over to the same spot, so you don't need to be holding from so far back when Dupe Snog knows where the enemies are, because you know they're not pushed out yet, so you don't need to hold such a late angle, and I doubt you could hit the shots through the doors anyway. Just play to your reaction time and stuff. You're scoping up still now, even though there's 3 people on site. Now you're heading down in here. Recommendation is not to have the AWPer be the one pushing into tons.
Grenade! I am planting the bomb.
And if you're gonna hold that door, hold as far to the right as you can. Because you need all the space to react you can get. You heard him scope in over there. If you had a smoke grenade right now, in a fight like that, you both miss an AWP shots. So it's quite clear you're both not primary AWPers. Get your pistol, make yourself mobile, make yourself a difficult target to hit. You have the P250, just known for its running accuracy. You get up in his face, but try to go kind of as left and right as you possibly can. Don't run straight towards him. Kind of close the gap, keep yourself mobile, and try and put some pistol shots in him. It's going to be a lot harder for him to get the AWP shot. And even when he goes to draw out his pistol, then charge straight at him and shoot, or stop moving and shoot, because he's going to not be able to shoot you at all for a period of time while he's trying to pull out his pistol. Gotta play to the situation and play to the player. If they miss a lot of shots, then gotta work on that. And here we have you buying on a save round. So, hold tab, shows the team's economy. Make sure everybody has enough to buy before you decide to buy. And if you do decide to buy, don't be the aggressive player like this, because you are the one person on your team who has kind of the firepower. Morty's rocking a UMP, but yeah, it's meh. I feel like you might have lagged out a bit there, because at the end of that fight you were just continuously shooting at the spot. 1. Elephant feet. You must have the most deaf opponents in the world, because you just ran up behind 3 of them without a single one turning to you. In that situation, you know, the phrase I've said 1,000 times, in that situation. So you're on your way up here. Get to about here. Now we had jumping UMP right underneath my crosshair. Just pretend there's a dot here because it won't work. And AWP here, and I think it might be a secondary AWP here. Pick your target. American Nation. You saw what guns they had. Take out the one that's most likely to be able to kill you. From that distance, it's going to be quite hard to get an AWP shot off A quickly, B accurately. So, you kind of was switching between 2 targets. There was a lot going on. Just pick your one target, take him down first, then get back behind cover, and you know, maybe listen for a footstep or 2 before you peek out. You'll know where the next guy is. And since you know the AWPs, maybe a stutter step, like a little shoulder, a jiggle peek. And, just pick your battles, really, instead of trying to take on everybody at once. Because you did do quite a wide peek, because you knew there was a lot of terrorists here. You didn't quite know how many, I mean, unless Morty called something, but I don't know. This is solo queue. Who knows what the comms are like? So maybe just little step peeks until you see one or you see how many, then kind of take them out and fall back again, and then peek out, try to take another one, slice into pie. Opposed to just kind of running out wide and trying to take everybody at once.
Planting. I'm throwing flashbang. Defusing the bomb. Bomb has been countered. Terrorists win.
And here we have you and your freaking binds. They're cool. Use them sparingly. You don't need to be always pressing them down. I probably would have pushed the guy in bedroom a bit earlier, because he would have panicked and just spammed. He's only got 12 shots on USP, you have 20 in your Glock. You can use that to your advantage. AK second round, not my preferred situation, but I know what to do. This recording is going to be massive. Alright. Okay. Nice off angle. Okay. Give you that. But where's your cover? You got nothing. I quite like this pole. This pole is my friend. I quite often hide here. You can strafe out here. You can come out here. But it's good that you didn't show yourself to the. I can't mouse right now. XSplit makes my mouse weird. You didn't quite show yourself to the CT here, so he doesn't know what's going on. You could bait him into a push, find some damn cover, play from here, play from here. It's gonna be red, change teams. But you don't stand out on the open. You might catch him off guard, but out of silver, it does more harm than good. You won the fight, but you did take a fair amount of damage from a USP. Making yourself 3-shottable with an M4. You did kind of proceed to run on site without really checking anything else, but I wasn't really paying attention to who else was left, so it could have been clear, but no, I mean, it's always good to just double check.
Yes.
Another team was voted on.
Our mission is to take them out.
Yep, okay. Seems we have a very slow CT team. They just 2 AFKs, 1 dead one. So it appears you're playing the lurker position for rush line. If you go and play the lurker position, don't play aggressive at all. Play the lurker. You did start to get a bit impatient and push out there, and you got dinged for it. So, right now you're in a situation where you could be 2, or 3, or even 2 shot by a 5-7. Even 1 shot by this Desert Eagle, so... right there, you can see your bullets over on the wall. You started shooting. You did stop shooting. You did that. You did stop moving before. Well, you did stop moving while you're shooting, but you started to shoot before you. You started to shoot before you stopped moving. So your first bullet's going to be all over the place. Once you stop moving, the bullets are then going to continue in its normal AK spray pattern fashion. But you need to know that if you're going to do that kind of thing. So don't get so aggressive as a lurk player and stop freaking moving.
Let's go, let's go.
I'm playing from suicide, I like it, but you're playing a very late suicide. And my recommendation would be to play on the right side of suicide, not behind those boxes. Because you get there a lot earlier. And that guy's a very slow one.
Throwing fire.
In time, you just got caught off guard.
Molotov.
You heard him coming, but
Planting.
you don't always want to get too aggressive. The CTs could be in various amount of places, so cut the pie, go slice the pie. So as you're coming up here, check in here, go back, maybe check up the top of the box, go back, and then start to make your way up the stairs. You know, here's a common place, 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 and here's a common place. There's a bunch of places you have to check as a terrorist, so again you just did the big arc, you just kind of ran around there. Your guys' placement wasn't too bad, I guess, but it could always be better. I don't know, you saw him and didn't do anything there. Like just get back around, I want to watch that again. There we go. Hate CSGO demos, man, they scare me sometimes.
Sugar.
Dupes.
Moving away. I'm throwing flashbang.
Flash out. So, you know, you're up standing there. I'd recommend, so you're just kind of walking and checking everything at once. So, recommend don't do that. So you have your AWPer, he's sitting there, he's watching this angle right here. If you're gonna walk in front of him like that, I recommend just not doing that, basically. If anything, get the AWPer to fall back. Then you want to come out, you want to check yourself this, then you come out and start checking here and around, and just get your way around. But as soon as you're out, maybe get behind the doors or something, then get your AWPer in place to watch this, then you can start going around towards Blue Crate while checking these angles across here. That way you've got kind of a crossfire set up. There's a literal cross in here somewhere. Opposed to just, you know, doing the walkout, you kind of looked here, you're looking around, and you just kind of, because you were just moving constantly, you're at a low FPS, you're at a low resolution, you just didn't notice the top of his little head sitting here. And he hit some pretty nice shots on you. We can go to 40. Dead.
Yes. Smoke. Smoke. I am planting the bomb.
Run on it like that. Alright, here we go with the AWP.
Go, go, go.
So, getting down suicide. And you see, you're quite late.
Deploying
You've already
flashbang.
missed one go, Chris.
Flashbang.
You've seen the second go.
Throwing a grenade. Decoys out.
Get out of here, bug.
Laying down smoke.
Damn screen. As I say, like, you could be in a position to hit those shots. I reckon you could do it. Even line your crosshair up against the wall or something, get ready for the wall bang. See, right now, you're holding your crosshair on, like, the middle of the doors, and even slightly to the side that they're on. You want to hold your crosshair as far away as possible, while still, like, being able to... Now, just aim, you're not quite on the whole time.
Terrorists win.
Just like a Mexican jazzy upbeat kind of thing. Oh yeah, music kid.
Come on, let's go.
Down and again, and you've missed one cross already. The T's.
Throwing flashbang. Smoke.
As you're jumping down from T-spawn into suicide, the T's are not going to hit you. The CTs, rather, are not going to be able to hit that shot. You don't need to jump behind the box. Jump down there with your AWP out, just be ready. As soon as you land, like, you scope in while you're falling. Just be ready. And as soon as those crosshair lines start to solidify and not be all blurry, means you're accurate, get ready to shoot. And now we at crosshairs, that's like Prophet's kind of shot right there. Like, I don't need to do that. So even you shifted to the right side there, and that guy's walked by several times.
Grenade out. Throwing.
Better to react late and to like miss a shot than you are to not react at all, because who knows?
I'm throwing smoke.
It's a ping difference. You might hit a shot that you never think you'd make. Crosshair placement, you're still looking down at the box.
Throwing fire.
Just check good. He's got unlucky. Okay, when you're coming out, mate, headphones. So when you were coming out here, you walked your way up here. Your crosshair was here a lot of the time. When you got up here, your crosshair was here. You're gonna walk out. Your eyes might have been looking goose. Your eyes might have been looking side. It might have been looking ramp. But your crosshair wasn't. So that adds an extra little flick up, a move, a left, a right that you have to do to get there. If your crosshair is there already, you're gonna be able to hit those shots just with your reaction time. Maybe, you know, there's always gonna be a little bit of left and right involved. But you do everything quite fast. You know, you're just kind of walking up, you're looking around, you're jumping straight down. Take everything a bit slower. They can see your shadow. If there was a CT down here, blue, you can see your shadow when you're about to drop down. So what I quite like to do is I'll keep walking around. You know, you'll be able to get a better angle on car and walk around, and then I'll jump over this way and drop down here. You'll take less damage than if you drop down here, even though if you walk straight off the edge and land about where he is, you won't take any damage, but if you drop straight down or jump, you will. You can jump down here. You don't take any damage. You're further away from the enemy, even though there's nobody here, but just theoretical CT in here. It's just kind of a nicer way to do things. It makes everything a lot more safe. And man, cross it. Why does it keep jumping? What is that? That's the weird source.
I'm throwing a flashback. Defusing.
It's always low when YouTube demos. It's supposed to render and everything. Here we go. Open again. You didn't get the best spawn for it.
Let's go.
So since you didn't get that good spawn, I would highly recommend doing it from up at spawn, because you're wasting even more time on your way down. Now there's two people holding mid.
Throwing fire.
That time you just didn't react. You looked at him, just
I am planting the bomb.
didn't shoot in time.
Flashback. Bomb has been planted.
I want like a cursor just 24/7. Just move it around the screen so I don't have to do this all the time. So you spawned here.
Throwing a flashback.
So you can see that. So personally, I would have gone for the B pick. Or play. Ideally, I like to play from this side. Crouching here is probably the best shot.
I'm defusing the bomb.
Here or right side suicide are the two best
Bomb
places.
has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
So you don't always have to jump down. If you have a late spawn, especially don't jump down, because it's just wasting more time. So far, every time you've jumped down, you've missed somebody crossing.
Go, go, go.
So now we've kind of a weird buy. You don't have head armor, I'd put that as a priority against CTs. Because then it gives them shot headshot ability.
Throwing fire.
So you don't start a beat just there. But you also had your crosshair looking straight at the ground. So
They are not here.
Never helpful. mindfully waited for the gun to become accurate, scoping, and then shot. Crouching
my friend.
halves the time that it takes for it to be accurate again. It's a lot more helpful.
We will defeat him at any friends. Throwing a
So
decoy.
you jumped down and got in there quick, so you didn't see anybody. You didn't miss anybody that time.
Flashback.
But then you did miss the guy who was running around
Move it,
for a
move it.
moment. So that's one of the things I don't like about Suicide. It's only good for the cross, not good for the hold. You know, you're kind of stuck with bomb, which I would have, being a mid-orpher, would have chucked at the start of the round. Always check that I have it. You've heard them sneaking up behind you. A bit of an overflick there. It was just like a weird shot. I would have been back away from him spamming as much as I could. And that's your demo.